Hello! It has been a while since I have made any videos, and I was like, ooh, there are some things that I really want to share. So I don't know if you all have been going through the chaotic feels of uncertainty and change and shift and unknown, and also perhaps feelings of like peace and ease and excitement and all of the things. Because I have been, so I'm just going to assume that the collective is also feeling this wave as well. So I want to share just kind of what I've been feeling. And this weekend was really interesting. So today is April 20th, and over the weekend I felt this huge flow of energy come in. Felt like some good old cosmic waves of energy. And so gratefully I was outside and kind of attuning with nature and on a hike. So I was feeling really good as I was receiving this energy. And then it started to get really intense when I was just out of the woods and in the sun, and I was feeling it literally pouring into my crown. And it felt like my head was like going like that. It was kind of crazy. And then extreme tiredness set in, and a extreme headache. But it wasn't like, normally if I get a headache, it's usually because it's a moon cycle, and that's rare. So I knew that it was some energy coming in, and I was feeling the vibration of the earth more, and just I was feeling a lot of energetic sensations coming in through my central channel. And it kind of conked me out. I laid around and I rested a lot. And then I'm post all of this, I'm speaking with people who felt this similar wave, clearing out the density that they were to clear out in the timeline of like the next day and into today. So I think that what is going on, what I feel is going on, is that we are getting big waves, big waves of cosmic energy coming in. After my weekend experience with the energy that I was feeling, that was, I guess, Saturday, yeah. I saw that the Schumann resonance had crazy spiked and had been spiked for a minute, basically the whole time that I was feeling the things. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense, right? If the earth is going to be shaken, it's going to be shaking up some stuff within myself. And some stuff that has kind of come up and cleared out were some old subconscious fears. And any subconscious fears get projected out, they get projected out to our partners, to our friends, to our lovers, and they get projected out back to ourself in reflection. And I was noticing that in my close relationships, because we're all quarantined together, like whoever you're quarantined with, you're together. It could just be yourself, you're together. But anyway, those that I'm quarantined with, I was feeling less patience for, and I would be like, okay, you just call on patience, so I had this kind of like superficial surface awareness to kind of keep it in check. And it wasn't until I had to like completely pull away, step away, go within, that I realized that I still had subconscious thoughts of not being enough. And that's not in alignment with the new reality, the new fifth dimension, the new level of consciousness that I feel like is coming in for the collective to click into or to integrate into our embodiment, right? So, because everything is abundant, like we're all enough. We just forget, we just forget. So after I was like, oh, I am enough. And then I also realized that in my lack of expressing patience out, right? Like I was saying before, I was like feeling impatient, check it in. Okay, breathe in patience. Being impatient, oh, breathe it in, check in patience. it was superficial, right? It wasn't until I was like, okay, I dove in and pulled up this seed of my own shit and was like, there it is. That's my own shit. And that for me was that I was not feeling patient with me. I was losing patience with me because I should be here by now. I should be there by now. And all the thoughts, that come up. And for me, in relationships, so just a little backstory, most of the relationships that I've had from growing up, like being little, if I loved the being, oh, that's a weird curl, oh, it's a little dread, anyway, if I loved the being unconditionally, just loved, they left, or they were taken away, or they were removed from the home, and I'm talking like from family members to pets, and it was like anything that I was open to loving, that I was fully myself, just fully me, being a silly kid, being goofy, whatever. Those beings, my brothers or dogs or friends or whatever, that moved away. They left abruptly. And it was never closed for me. It was never told that it was going to happen. And then afterward, it was just kind of not spoken about. So I was left with all these thoughts in my subconscious as a little, like, oh, so they all left me in my pureness, right? My meanness. And in my complete meanness, I wasn't enough. I wasn't enough for them to stay. I was, in fact, enough for them to leave me. And so those old storylines in my epigenetics and my DNA were coming up and being projected and seen around me. So that really got to clear out. So over the weekend, I got to fill up with this energy while, like, prior to that big wave that I was feeling. Like literally, like right before, I was being in complete love, in complete trust, in complete adoration, in complete patience, expressing it out and just letting it flow through me so much that it was almost like I had emptied out this vessel of all this muck, this heavy density, this fear of not being enough, the fear of being left because I am just me and I'm weird and I'm goofy and I'm quirky and I'm particular. I like things a certain way and I communicate really clearly and openly about it in kindness, hopefully. But like in all of my meanness, that old stuff and the fear around it, I let it come up and out. I communicated through it. I spoke about it with my close ones very clearly, like, look, this is what I'm feeling, and this is my shortcoming. This is where I haven't stepped up to the plate in being a full embodiment of love to you. And that's a disservice to you. It's a disservice to me. So I'm working through it. Thank you for your support, type of thing. Really not the most easy conversation to have. But it had to come out. I had to acknowledge it and share it in a safe space. So I did that, which then I continued to let just love and adoration pour out of me. And it was almost like getting a refill of this cosmic divine energy coming in. And it was like there was no density to clear. It was really just like a big fill up. And so it caused my body to be like, all right, cool, I'm out, surrender, peace, fill it up, relax, enjoy it. And what I'm noticing is I'm really grateful that was my experience. I had a really bad headache and I slept a lot, but it was fine. And I'm noticing that for others, it's coming up in different ways. So it's like we acknowledge this part of ourselves that we still have in our subconscious, that we still have frustration, or we still have anger, we still have resentment, we still have regret, we still have guilt, we still have shame, whatever these things are, because we're human, we've lived through these experiences. So we have these come up, and I'm noticing that if they come up, if they keep getting stuff down, then it makes manifest in the energetic body, right? Or your energy's going to be down. Your emotional body, you're going to feel frustration. You're going to let it out. Your physical body, you might get that tight spot in your shoulder, or the stomach pain, or the headache, or your hand all of a sudden starts hurting a lot. So it'll make manifest. Once we clear it, it goes through all of those bodies. So then, our energy is going to shift, our emotional space is going to shift, our thoughts around all of it are going to move around and be new. And then it'll move through our physical body. So that may mean that, you get called to rest, or you get called to run physically. You may be called to just like stretch and like literally expand your body, or you may be called to like lift heavy things, put them down, lift heavy things, put them down. And I think that being able to really hear what we're being called to do, to let this energy move through all of our subtle bodies and our physical body is a gift, and not doing the distractions that we once did to move the energy through the body. I think that too is a gift. For example, yoga. I love yoga. I do yoga all the time. And yoga centers it's centering for me, it's relaxing for me, it's challenging for me, like it's all of these things. For a time in my life though, yoga was the distraction. It was the asana. It was let me move, let me get on my mat, let me move, let me get on my mat. It was before I knew that there were 8 limbs to yoga, and that just breathing is a limb. It's a very important limb. So listening to what we need in the now, to let that energy of whatever we need to move through all of our bodies, being able to hear that and gift that to ourselves, I think allows these big cosmic energy waves to actually integrate into our physical body, in our life and our emotions and all that, all of the us, so much more easily. And that's what I've been going through. And I think that during this quarantine time, it's kind of what's happening for a lot of people. I think that we're all getting big opportunities to feel and witness and reflect and just, experience our subconscious. And the clearing of that, being able to experience our subconscious as a neutral observer and not judging it, y'all, it makes it clear so much faster. Like, true story, like zoom, so much faster. Highly encourage the non-judgment part. But I just wanted to kind of share what I went through this past weekend, the stuff that's been coming up for me. I am, like everyone else, doing a whole new lifestyle of living. I'm getting awesome situating. A virtual way of life. And in that, I am in the middle of rebranding the way I share what I do, to make it more easily accessible, more fun and understood, I guess. So, and that's an interesting place for me to feel in, because I feel like I'm about to take a test, like a written test, I feel like I'm getting ready to take a multiple choice test. That's what it is. Like, I used to bomb the multiple choice test, but I could, if you asked me a question, you could ask me to teach the subject and I could teach it. But multiple choice, I'm like, they're all kind of right. And they'd be like, no, which is the best answer? I'm like, yeah, but you asked me, but they're all right. Like, they're all, technically, they're all kind of right. So anyway, it would lead to feelings of stress, frustration, overwhelmment, and all those things. So in my intention and attempt to hone my creation, my creative side, my offerings, my channel, it's definitely activating these things because, I guess there's that fear of failure, but I know we can't mess it up. Like, it's our life. We can't really mess it up. So it's like I have this internal dialogue during this COVIDicus quarantine time. And I think that a lot of people are also doing the same. I think that a lot of people are either diving into their work more, or they're doing like their side gig, you know, their creative endeavor, their creative expression, and they're doing it more, and they're finding that it's of value, it's of service, and they're kind of finding new ways to put it out there, to share it, you know, to work on a website, you know, and all these things. I think that's really cool, and I'm really grateful that we all collectively have so much time as this gift. And, you know, I say, and this has been poo-pooed by some of my friends and teachers, that we're all in this together, that we're all in this boat together. And the flip side is, no, we're not. We are not in the same boat. We are all in our own individual boats. So I just want to put a little clarification out there for all the times that I've said we're all in this boat together. So I get, like, I'm in my own vessel. You're in your own vessel. Yep, we're in our own sovereign boats. The way I tend to my boat, my vessel, is mine. How you deal with yours, it's yours. You got holes in your boat, that's cool. You're sinking, that's cool. You got a motor on yours, you can fly, hey, rock on. Like, I get it, we're all in our own unique boat. When I say we're all in this big boat together, I'm talking like the mothership Earth. We're all in this Earth plane together. We're all in this human race together. We're all in this ever-shifting, chaotic, bubbling energy system. We're all in that together. In that oneness, in the knowledge of the sovereignty and the awareness of that oneness, I think that's where we start to truly rise and grow like a garden. You know, I can put one tomato plant in the middle of my yard, or I can put it in the garden with the other plants. It's easier to tend to. I can watch them all grow. My little analogy. I love gardens. I just built one. I'm excited. Apparently they're called victory gardens. So I have the victory garden of love. Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to share what I've been going through. I feel like this past weekend we had this huge energy surge, like some cosmic flunk plunk down, and it is activating so much compassion and love, and it's like it's going deeper. It's going so deep that it must be expressed out. If it's coming in and it's not being expressed out, it stops this flow of energy, and it just doesn't feel good. Basically, it just doesn't feel good. So express your love, express yourself, dance and play and find pleasure in these unique collective nows that we're all going through and growing through. Take deep breaths, go out in nature, listen to you. You have the answers. You know what's best for you. If you can't hear your own answers because your mind is riddled with all the things from the past or what you need to do, you know, or if you can't hear what you need because you're too stressed out and your energy is too low to even get out of bed, if you can't even find inspiration to even figure out what to do next, this is what I offer in sessions. So you're very welcome. I would love for you to reach out, send me an email. We can set up a virtual session to help you find your own inner peace, your own inner stillness, your own next step of your process, wherever you are. If you want to continue to love and be more and share more and find more pleasure and joy and compassion in the world, or express it, hit me up and we will have an ascension session of sorts. So I think that's all I was going to share today. Keep on trucking, keep breathing deeply, drink a lot of water, go outside as often as humanly possible. Remember that you're here with a purpose, that you deserve to be here, and everything that you are is completely weird and unique and different and perfect and beautiful and complete. because it's you. So we all are. I just wanted to put that reminder out there. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have fun, y'all. Sing and dance, be well, and I look forward to being on here again with more of what I am creating. So I'm eager. Okay, I love you all so much. Blessings, 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 and peace. Bye.